Hey guys, hey world. uh, how's the stalemate working for us? Stalemate. This is a stalemate situation, isn't it? Like, you know, fucking everybody knows how the front person is. I like the same chess, chess move. You bloody can't move. The front one can't kill you. You can't kill him. You bloody can't move anywhere. That's the situation we are in. So I thought, hey, I'll just throw in my perspective. Um, I'll take it step by step. So hope you guys take it at the speed of life. Okay. So hear me out. Before you decide anything, before you decide to, change the. I mean, whatever you want to do, not watch this video and do something else. Just hold on. Just listen to this sentence, then you can go ahead. I forgot. Uh, I see things in the form of energy. Okay. So how do I put it? What? Okay, listen to this. Even the flares, energy flares, it's kind of hard to grasp. So even I'll try to go at light speed. So the thing is, what kind of punishment a person can bring on himself? Okay, what kind of punishment can a man bring on himself that would be unbearable? Yeah. So I found out through the process, I had to go through the process. Life is a process. Life is process based. Okay, there's no time involved in it. Time is a human concept. So, a seed gets into when you put a seed in a soil, it doesn't, it's not time dependent. It goes through that eternal cycle of life. Eternal cycle of life is not dependent on time. Okay, so it's a human convenience thing. So just think about that. And here's the next thing which I forgot to tell you. Most of us, we are bound by our likes and dislikes. That's a very dangerous thing. The thing is your likes and dislikes is your sorrow and your joy, your pain, your happiness. Okay, and that's your connection with God, what you discuss with your God, your higher self, So here's the flip side of it. It's a secret. Okay, your likes and your dislikes is a secret. It's your story. Okay, so if you reveal it to anyone, if you reveal your secrets to anyone, anyone can manipulate you. Okay, so this is what is happening right now. So the government, the governing body of every country, they gather all the information about you. What are your likes? What are your dislikes? And that makes them powerful. They know what can make you cry, what can make you laugh, and they create a god and give it to you. So here's how things happened to me. I'll tell you how I began seeing things in energy form. Uh, let's say I call it being in character. Okay, I'll give you references from everything. I give it for anywhere to make it comprehensible. A lot of people tell me I'm very, read between the lines guy and incomprehensible. Some even call me psycho, and so a lot of people they call me mad. So the thing is like it doesn't bother me because I got through that two-dimensional existence. That is pride, the artificial intelligence. Okay, uh, you'll understand all that as we go along. So this two-dimensional existence, right and wrong, likes and dislikes, you just revealed it to everybody, and they gave you your gods. Your likes and dislikes, they just named it right and wrong. And in evolution, they figured out right and wrong is nothing else but profit and loss. Okay, laws are made on that. On laws are two-dimensional existence. For me, I am the point at which I am right now. I can say I have no dimension. In the sense, that awareness kind of way, something you can't touch. Okay, two-dimensional is completely superficial. Okay, so here's the thing. We are in, everybody feels it. When we are in a threshold of a new beginning. So I'm a native from India. So this goes out to all my native families, and this is where I tell you, I didn't know till a couple of years back. A lot of things happened in between. So I have family members, relatives all over the world. So in that sense, the whole world is my family. Okay, and if you see in form of energy, the stalemate situation we are in, let me explain to you in form of energy. In science, we have studied energy can't be destroyed. Okay, and on the other hand, we call God the energy that creates life. He says it's alpha. I mean, I'm alpha and I'm omega. In Hinduism, they say something like is shunya, means is zero. Beginning and end, they're the same thing. And they call it Jivan Chakra. It's something like the flower of life and Fibonacci sequence. Okay. So it's the same thing. We are in a loop. I hope you guys can see that. We are in a loop. So I'm a loop. I'm in a loop. Generation wise, I'm in a loop, and my daughter is the next loop of me. If you watch a top, you rotate that top, and when you watch it rotating, okay, it's a trapped energy, so it doesn't have awareness in it, so it will slowly come to stop. But if you watch that top in very slow motion capture or whatever that scientific video thing is there, you'll watch with every rotation, every between every rotation there's a variation. Okay, so seeing it from the point of nucleus, the rotation of neutrons and protons and all those things. I'm one loop. My successor is another loop. My parents were another loop. Just as a moment now is a loop, the next moment is another loop. Then it becomes how we calculate through that convenience called time. The lowest is something nanoseconds. Then let's start by seconds. Second is one loop. Then the next one is second. Then minutes. Next loop. That way, you think a day and night is one loop. Okay, the another one is a 24 hour is one loop. So that way. So after 24 hours, like you go ahead to a week, month, months, year. That way you think like how Earth rotates as well as revolves. So that's a kind of loop. Okay, I think you get the picture now. So how I began to see things like that. Uh, I think 20, 21, 22. Yeah, 2 years back. 2 years back, my wife had a miscarriage. We were going to name him Jeremy. From the name Jeremiah, but the thing is like that's what I said. Like I'll give you references from all over thing, everything that is within this universe. Okay, within the energy field that is the universe. However, I know, in the sense like however I've seen it, however I see it, however I feel it. Okay, so I used to listen to Pearl Jam since 10. So there's one song by Pearl Jam like Garden of Stone or something like that. I used to listen just. I mean, I never thought what will happen, but here's the thing: like with each loop, there's a variation. So that is called evolution. So that song got imprinted in my awareness, and as I started listening and like with the thing, it began to grow. That song is supposing if you see from the point of energy, energy's view, like you'll understand all those voices, all the songs, all the music, and all that. Convergence of planets. You understand that part, I think. How planets converge. The way I see it, we are the copies of universe. In a sense, like it's all particles everywhere. We are a bundle of molecules. The universal language is frequency and vibrations. So Pearl Jam, they've been with me for quite a long time. In a sense of energy, like how we connect with people. Any person you come across, you see them as people, but I see them as energy bodies now. So when you interact with another energy body, like supposing two molecules rub with each other, their their energies transfer, or what do you call that, trade with each other. So in that sense, like from the way I see it, like I'm everywhere. I feel everyone. You'll get the picture by the time this whole video gets over. So Pearl Jam has played a very important role in my life, and a lot of other people, a lot of other essences, like people. This physical body is just a vessel. Okay, so there's an energy, and whenever you interact with other people, you grow a bit, you grow a little bit more, you evolve. Okay, so that way I have grown a lot, to a point where I can say I am now. Okay, my human name is Amitabh, that my father gave. It has its place. It has its purpose. Okay, so I hope you got whatever I'm saying, but don't try to do the obvious thing. Like pride is the thing, like the knowledge that it's you. That's the thing. Knowledge is your pride, and pride is you. I. Okay. So anything alien or greater than your knowledge will come. Your pride will feel intellectually challenged. So that will, make a fail safe. It will trigger a fail safe. Like how your body defense system repels the viruses. Is the same thing. But this one is very conditioned. What do you call artificial intelligence, right? Here's a reference of Elon Musk. He's worried about AI destroying mankind. Okay, the thing is, if you see humans, we We are the ones who say we are humans. Okay. Otherwise, if you see from perspective of energy bodies, we are just bundle of molecules, like meat and bones, like any other living being, in different forms. Like some have bones, some don't have, and all that. But they are there. Bundle of molecules. It's just the same thing. So that way, that flow becomes so fast. Like again, Pearl Jam, even flow. Okay, so I was referring to somebody. Who was that? Pearl Jam. Uh, anyway, it'll come back. The best way to control is to let go. Okay. So the thing is how I got this thing in me, how I got together. So why I'm saying this is like because the whole world is my family. That's because I feel each one of you, okay, in frequency and vibrations. And the thing is, uh, I explained that energy thing, trading thing. So how I came in, yeah. So that way, when you think about energy, we know like energy can't be created or destroyed. Okay. So the thing is like if energy can't be created or destroyed, and God is energy, then where did the devil come from? Even devil is an energy. The devilish, the demons we say inside within us is there within us. Somebody is killing, like he's a demon, like you say that. That's a negative energy. You call it. It's a negative energy. And if energy can't be uh, created or destroyed, then how do you explain God being one energy and devil being another energy? Do you realize that right and wrong, profit and loss? Yeah, the governments have turned us into investments. Okay, actually, government is a face. So there's no need to. Yeah, I'm a native from India, but some grandfather of mine, like he got converted to Christian, but that wasn't the only thing. So my lineage, if you see my family tree, the ones who didn't go any convert to any other religion after Christianity, then it's I'm the last one. Okay, but you don't need to go on like uh, religion and all that. Religion is something which was supposed to be avoided, like the forbidden fruit, right and wrong, profit and loss. That was supposed to be prohibited. So we are back to that point, where it all began. In loop, alpha and omega. It's the same thing. So tomorrow my Eve is coming and she's going to feed me that fruit of right and wrong, and the whole civilization is Eden. Okay, so uh, even now this is the thing. You guys fight over proprietorship of a lot of things, like this religion belongs to us. Yeah, religion belongs to us. But how do you say that? You belong to the religion, not the other way around. And besides, if energy can't be created and destroyed, how do you think like somebody's God is this one and somebody's is somebody is somebody else? Believe me, profit and loss, it's a marketplace. Okay, your religion is a marketplace. You don't love somebody just because you love somebody, or you just want to be loved. Be loved. You love somebody because you expect some love back. And the funny thing is, you always want more, even when you give less. And this is where I tell you about a song from Into the Wild by Pearl Jam. Eddie Vedder, these guys, like the energy bodies. I see them all from here, like I feel them. Eddie, Kurt Cobain, and Chris Cornell. David Gilmour. He's like, I don't know. Hello, David. Uh, when you sang this song, or whenever you composed this song, did you actually see the future, or it was that moment? In the sense, like, if I say now, there's no future, or there's no this thing past. So this is where I ask people, like, religious people. I'm a full solid junkie. I mean, like, but I do my work and all that. I don't neglect them. So I'm kind of a buzzard. So they used to look down upon me, like, churchgoers, like I'm pious, and you are bloody all dark and all that. So I used to ask them, like, tell me one thing. If all that exists is now, when did Jesus come and go and will come back again? Okay, so they go two-dimensional there, like, they become superficial. They try to explain me how they are right and how I am wrong. I tell them, you exist because I am wrong. It's a verbal thing, like, but it's a alchemy of energy. Uh, so this right wrong religion thing, this society and all that. Yeah, the song from the wild into the wild. Yeah, David, I'll come to society. This when you wrote this song, did you actually cover the whole loop? You know. So how close did you get to the core? And if you did, I know actually I can say, I mean, like, I've got a molecule vision. You were the build-up. You guys were all the people who I came across, supposing angels. Okay, but at the core, it doesn't matter who is negative, who is positive. Okay, so the core doesn't care if somebody is negative or somebody is positive. It all matters to the core is, like, becoming more powerful to break one barrier to another barrier in different planes. The transition thing. So that's where I am. So you guys put me together, like, So the thing is, like, the revelations. Each time I interact with people, different people, so I actually feel their frequency, their vibration, and I find that inside me. Like, when you stand up where I am, when you see things like how I see, a molecular vision. We have 180 the vision, but it's all dark behind. So I'm there. So I tally that frequency. Like, some people say, like, NDE experiences and this and that. I completely see all those things, like, the distribution of nature, this and the energy. So okay, so here's the thing. I think it's going quite. I'm like getting quite stressed, but it's okay. I think, isn't it? The better the clarity, it's better. Like, so I feel everyone, but we'll get to that part after I explain how I got into this character thing. So when my wife she had this miscarriage. He was a son. Okay, I took that name from Pearl Jam's song Jeremy. I used to like that song, because I used to feel I have lived that. I went through that life, but somehow I was protected. I'll tell you about this protection. So what happened is, like, when my wife was, I mean, like, she was having pain and all that. It was September 10th. So I don't remember the time. It was morning or something, but I think it was in the morning. Okay, forget about the time. So it was September 10th. I took her to the hospital close by, and we've been monitored by one doctor. She wasn't there. I don't remember that. No, So I'll tell you the part I remember. So in the hospital, what happened is like I hadn't eaten whole day, running around this and that. So uh, prior to this, my wife, her blood pressure was over 180. So the what do you call that, government clinics or bodies that keep track of census or something like that, these guys were, they provide medical assistance. So these uh, what do you call that, they are not exactly nurse, they go through a very short period of time and come out half baked, like, so they were trying to, I mean, whisper among themselves, like, this and that and all that. So my wife figured something was wrong. But if you are a sensible person, you won't do something like that around a person who is very sensitive. Okay. So anyway, that's gone. No problem. So after we went there, uh, I hadn't eaten all day. So around, I got my wife admitted and all that, and my child's growth was stopped. I mean, like, it wasn't growing anymore. The last time we had gone, so this time some uh, pain or something was there, so we took my wife to hospital. Then what happened is like around 10 o'clock in the night, I was carrying the food whole day, like, I wanted to eat. So I just sat down outside the hospital. I wanted to smoke and all that, so I went outside and I sat down on a bench, and I was about to take the first morsel. My wife called me from the second floor. First floor. She said, like, water broke, and she wanted me to call the doctor and all that. So when I went up there, first I took a look at my wife. Then she was sitting, with one arm behind her to support her, and she was, how do you say, L shape. So I looked at her, she was in pain and all that, and so there was an assistant there. And our place, like, it's all tribal area. Not much of it, but we are all mixed here. So there was a sister there. So I asked her, like, okay, sister, my wife is, I mean, like, her water broke like this. Do the needy. Then she, the way she said it, like, I, couldn't uh, grasp it or wrap it around my head, like, she said, like, say, whatever has to happen, no, it will happen automatically. I was like, what the fuck? Then why the fuck are you here, just to collect the salary? Like, you just went all the way, I mean, like, through all the training and all that, just to get the salary, but without, moving a hand or doing the need or working for it. So I felt that kind of thing, like, and besides, the funny part, like, irony part, like, she was sitting on a chair, like, very coolly relaxed. It was in the night. I don't remember the time, but it was night time, around 10 or something like that. Then she was listening to some gospel, some religious gospel, like, of Christ and all that. And she said, like, whatever will happen, it will happen. Then I said, like, my wife is in pain. Why don't you, I mean, like, do something? And she, like, very reluctantly called the doctor and all that. She said, like, ma'am, this fellow is saying, like, uh, we should do what we have to do, like, this guy is telling us what we need to do. And then they stretched the whole thing, like, so I was kind of very, I didn't know what to do. So then we had the miscarriage, and the next day we came home and all that, and I took my unborn child in a plastic bag. It's around this big. I took him, and I buried it near the church in an unmarked, I mean, like, without a name. When a child isn't born, they don't give him name or something like that because he isn't baptized or something like that. So, uh, so nothing happened, and from that time onwards, like my Eve, she couldn't let go of that thing, like but I see things now, like I have that clarity, um, like how it is in the Bible, like this is where I'll tell you, I mean, like don't jump into conclusions, okay? We are conditioned to make shapes out of words. A for apple, B for ball. That's how it become very superficial, two-dimensional thing. So my wife couldn't let go of all that, and she was holding on to that, and she used to blame me for everything. So, but I don't blame her for anything. She is Eve, and she is supposed to be like that. Okay. So, but a couple of days back, I had a flash, like about my son. So, anyway, the thing is like it is to keep playing on my mind in loops, like But as I said, uh, every loop has a variation. That is how you evolve. Even your mistakes evolve. Even your rights evolve. Your rights and wrongs evolve. So your lot of things evolve. That's life. But your right and wrong and the dimensions of universe, two-dimensional. That's a very different concept altogether. So when this thing started playing, and I came to realize, like previously I used to think, like all the bad things happen to other people, but when it happened to me, I grew a little bit more. Okay, so so that kept playing in my mind, like then I realized, like that I evolved. So I saw, like in the hospital, I wasn't the only one. Now I see everybody, like like my own self, like they may have different faces, but it's me. In essence, I connected with everyone. That's how you all put me together. Okay, so I see everything clarity, like it has blind spots, but I see that. I'll tell you about blind spots also. Uh, yeah, so getting in the character, that thing, like actors and movie actors, artists and all that. So even movies have played a very important role in my life. Like, my name is Amitabh, and the guy who is a superstar in India, his name is Amitabh. Okay, Amitabh. I'll get to that the name part later. So uh, playing the character, being John Malkovich, if you remember that movie. So I saw, like everybody is like me only, like in pain, same in pain. So our faces become one in pain, in pain. So then I realized, like how energy flows, and then I like in a loop. We started from a place, then we are going back home. So if you see from the perspective of Bible, first comes 12 hours difference in a day. So the 6 hours this side, 6 hours this side, then 6 and 6 again. So the Old Testament is the first 6 hours of the day. Then on the next 6 hours is New Testament. Then you flip the Bible again like this on the other loop. Then what happens is again New Testament, then Old Testament. So we are going back home. So tomorrow is that exactly the same day we lost it all. We were kicked out of Eden. Okay, I made a video before this how uh, uh, how I lost the burden of my shame. Okay, this is where I forgot something I told you, how I forgot, and it came back again now. So, what is the ultimate punishment you can get? Like, so I was trying to, not me, not the human me, not the pride me. Okay, so uh, the answer was like, the biggest punishment or the ultimate punishment, even the gods won't be able to bear it. It's like becoming full aware, and you become full aware, and you'll become immortal. You'll be granted immortality, and you'll be made what do you call it, completely aware, like, molecule vision, and then it'll be revealed to you. Your shame will be revealed to you. You'll have no place to hide, and that's when you become naked, and you know you you lose to yourself. Then again, then what happens is like, in the end, in the end, uh, no matter how big a god you are, you will lose to your purpose. That's crazy, right? So that's where I am. But this time, going through all the loops, like there have been a lot of instances, like, and you all realize this is the end of the loop, and this is a transition period. But I think we have reached at the end of ends, like, okay. So I've seen the beginning so many times and end so many times, in every loop, and the built up has led to this threshold, like, and this is what I tell you, like, all my life I've been life, I've known life, and now, like, as I know there is light and there is dark, there's always something, like, this is as simple as this. I don't want to be something or nothing. I want to be out of this loop. So that's why I'm saying, all my life I've known life, and now actually I feel it. But human world ends with words and grammar, and beyond that lies unworded universe. You guys also feel it, but you can't put your finger on it, like, what is this, because no schools and colleges teach you how to actually decipher frequency and vibrations. Kids do it, animals do it. Animals are very pure, like, they see things like in frequency and vibrations, like, they have different energy, what do you call that, they see things different, they see things in universal language. Okay. So they see things exactly how things are. That's why how we people, like, they see ghosts and all that, isn't it? So animals, they see everything as energy bodies. They don't call themselves, I'm a dog, I'm a lion, I'm a cat. They don't say like that. Okay. So it is the human pride. The humans are the embodiment of pride. Okay. So, like, they see their food as energy. So they don't differentiate, this is veg, this is non-veg. Okay. So, but that depends on the environment. Evolution depends on the environment. So some eat meat and some eat grass and all that. So don't humans bloody proud, full of everything. They like to be proud about themselves, like, with their own logic. But here's the thing about logic. logic to a person is only what he can understand or she can understand. Beyond that, it's all bullshit. Like X Y Z. Anyway, so playing that character, it gave me a different perspective. Then on, whenever I used to go around anywhere, I used to see people their faces used to. Everybody is an energy body. Their body energies are emitted, and something. We are the replicas. I mean, like copies of universe, and we are the live satellites. And letting go of your pride makes you a portal, open one. Every frequency, every vibration you can feel. But here's the thing, because of the concrete jungle we are in between I keep shuffling because I'm listening to songs behind. Okay, so that's just the thing, you crap, they bloody show you free ads, then afterwards they'll ask you for money for ad free, yeah? What do you think? Google? Yeah, so I'm going to listen to One Republic, Say, All I Need. Nice song. So, energy bodies. So, how I got in the character, how I see it. This bloody memento thing, we have the same copy of a movie named Gajni, where this guy keeps forgetting, Pulp Fiction in his mind. So, yeah, I feel everything, but this. These concrete walls, deforestation, pollution, this and that, it actually, your mobile towers, every bloody gadget, satellites, this and that, they interfere a lot. And believe me, what's coming is real bad. How was the temperature this year? And the sun is going to flip. So in Quran it's there, no? Sun is going to rise in the west. Simple. When the North Pole flips, solar flip happens. North Pole becomes South Pole, South Pole becomes North Pole. So what happens by metaphorically, by definition, the sun has, from sun's perspective, has changed the cardinal directions. Yeah. So don't just bloody get into proprietorship. Your gods are nothing else but created ones. So in the Bible, in the Bible there is something like the downtrodden will be lifted up and the wicked will be brought down. See, negative people will be brought down, positive people will be brought up. You're the humbleness. Oh yeah, before I forget. See, when I say life, I see all my life I have known life, and I know there's something beyond life. Just like pride, the opposite of pride, when you think, is humility. You're being humble. What was that song, Eddie? Pearl Jam? Be humble, be mighty humble. Okay, that's a great thing. You guys are apostles. You've been playing the apostle. You sung for the all 12 tribes, and it's already time for the family to come home. Yetsa Israel. I named my daughter from that Alia. Her name is Virgil Alia. Okay, she carries the seed of the tree of life. Okay, what's happening around, the life happening around is the dying tree of life. And the seed, she's the one who's carrying it. And her birthday is next 17th. Oh, this is July. She's 17th. Okay, so no matter how you see it, you look at the earth from any angle. Japanese will say from their perspective, however they'll say it, The West will say Earth. Indians call it Prithvi. Just how you say love in whatever language you say. Okay. So here's the best part. Now the sun is going to flip. Okay. So the names, we are native, so we are, our names and our family names are taken from nature. Mine is there's one bird. It makes some sound like like I didn't know that. I used to think my title means my surname, family name means tiger. But somehow I've grown up with animals from my childhood. So I mean, like in this loop, I think I'm about 53 now. The last month was my birthday, June 16th. A lot of Geminis, brilliant guys. Johnny Depp and so many guys here. Okay, hold on. I think it's. Oh no, it's okay. So all these guys have played like their part putting me together. So like these revelations, like reincarnations, remembering the old thing, like it's when I meet other energy bodies, it resonates. So I remember things from earlier loops, like so how it happened. So before that, prior, just 2 years before my wife's miscarriage, my mother died on December 23rd. Just next day, I mean, like after Eddie's birthday, Eddie Vedder's birthday. So things all add up, like you should listen to this One Republic. I lived. The level of frequency. It's like how do you say it? Flower of life, Fibonacci sequence. A lot of Ved has used those Fibonacci sequence to create some slokas. Believe me, they'll give you life. Don't believe me? So, I was telling you about the name, family names. Okay, my family name is about that bird, comes from that bird from nature. But our mother tongue, native language, Bage means, getting left behind. Hey, why doing something but he got left behind. So that relates to the last loop. And besides that, if you see Jacob, who became Israel, his the meaning of his name is to follow behind, or he came up holding his brother's heel, right? Yeah. So he was the one who got left behind. So that is one thing. Then I have all the scars, like stigmata, whatever you call it, like very strange ones. Like even I know it means something. Why I say this is because scientists will explain you anybody. Like people tend to do the mistake of separating all the fields apart. Like study of science is the life is biology, study of this is physics, that is chemistry. Bagar, the whole thing is about universe. Okay, the holy books, if you see, those are code books. Frequencies and vibrations. Those are those code books of universal this thing, flow of energy of life. Okay, so one guy from US, Texas, I don't remember his name right now. He got very angry at me. He was saying like, bloody, if you're a Christian, you don't read what you follow. I told him like, see, for me the thing is like, you have algebra in mathematics. It has variables x and y's, isn't it? That's algebra. Every problem, there used to be formulas. You remember the formula, you imprint it in your mind, your awareness and all that. And every time you come across a problem, you don't turn back to the page where the formula was written, isn't it? So for me, it's like that. I was in Seventh Day Adventist school till my 10th grade, and I went to my, what do you call it, 11th standard, and I did my tried doing my 12th, and I didn't do it. I just felt something was lacking, like, I was feeling very incomplete, like it's somewhere in the background. When I look back now, I realize that. So I spent about 1 to 3 years of education in Seventh Day Adventist, and we used to have these Bible classes. Like, we couldn't escape that. We had to pass the exam, so we had to read the Bible. So I think I read the Bible almost 3 times and all that, for the sake of grades and all that. But whatever you read, it stays back in free. I mean, like, it gets imprinted. Whatever energy you're exposed to, it gets imprinted in you, depending on the openness of your awareness. So that is what happened. So now those words were transforming, evolving, like, So I didn't need to. I stopped needing to refer to it. I could see those words everywhere in form of energy, and this is where this thing comes in. My native upbringing comes in. The DNA, my genetics, whatever you can refer to it, comes in. Like people, like, native peoples, they used to talk to wind and rain and this and that. It's true. My grandparents, a lot of them, some of them were medicine men. Nobody could come in our house with some ill thought. Something used to happen to them. My grandfather sometimes I used to, I mean, like, I used to just play with them, not harm them, teach them a lesson, like, I'll tell you about my grandfathers when I start telling about my story. But now it's a different thing. I have a certain request or something to tell you about. Okay, so the names is like that family name. It tallies with this thing, Jacob, and my name Amitabh. It means Amit means it can't be erased, and Av means, I think it's the dawn or something like that, the bringer of light or something like that. So anyway, my other names are there. One is Silas, the other one is Jyotish. Jyoti in Hindi is again light. Then Ish is God. Then my wife's name is Jyoti. She is Suprabha Jyoti. It's again the morning thing. Beautiful morning. Beautiful morning light. Her name is Beautiful Morning Light. Eve. So, and Adam, as in, like, son of soil. My ancestors were farmers, and they were connected to soil, like, nature and all that. So they they knew frequencies and vibrations very well. So they could make medicines like no other. Like, the pharmaceutical companies, they destroyed everything. That's why they say God made us in His own image, and it comes out of me like, we are the copies of universe. And this is where I'll tell you another thing. We are called Adivasis, okay, Adivasi, tribals, natives. So Adi means beginning, Vasi means dweller. So I made a poem just to impress the political circle, like who we are, like. So I used to say, like, आदिवासी हूँ मैं, आदि से हूँ मैं, आदि से जीवन है, जीवन हूँ मैं, और जीवन का एक ही उद्देश्य है, जीवन को बढ़ाना, आगे बढ़ाना, किसी की जान नहीं लेना. So the Hindi translation is आदिवासी हूँ मैं, saying like I am dweller from the beginning. आदिवासी हूँ मैं, आदि से हूँ मैं, I am from the beginning. Okay. Then जीवन हूँ मैं, I am life. Life was in the beginning. It's been always there. जीवन हूँ मैं. And this is after this, like I uh, always wanted to know like what is the purpose of my life. That used to my pride used to make tell me like become bloody some engineer, some doctor, becomes a big man, earn a lot of cash and all that. But somewhere down in my inside, like I used to never be. I was very restless. I get bored very fast. I'm a Gemini. My planet is Mercury. So I'm very funny. Like I find myself funny like Loki. Tom Hiddleston. Yeah, you have. I connected with you there. Like you became me, I became you. Through your dialogues and all that, the energy, it travels. I feel the ripple and all that. So, so that Jacob thing is there. Then he became Israel. So is the thing is like he wrestled with God there, na? So it happened with me. It's the pineal gland thing. You wrestle with uh, how would I tell you the energy in your brain, which is trying to break open doors for you. And what he does is like that energy, that God, he uh, touches some tendon on his left leg, and till this date, people from Israel don't eat it. Jewish people, isn't it? So sun flips every 11 years. So I have the same same tendon problem with my right leg. I don't remember when it happened, but it's like going back home. The same things. I'm all getting together, like So that's there. So his name became Israel, the one who fought with God and all that thing. So yeah, I saw. I was face to face with truth, not the defined one, the true one, the eternal one. Okay, human, not defined by human, the truth, not the subjective truth. Uh, my name, human name, Amitabh Bagge. If you need to check the, I mean, like, just check me out. Check me out in Twitter. I have Twitter one. I have a tiger face, a DP. It says like something like. If I walk alone, it doesn't mean I'm lost. Okay, it's just that like truth. The truth always walks alone. I'm like he has a very lonely journey, like a tiger. It doesn't care who's the who's the king of the jungle, as people say. Like tiger, lion is the jungle. Lion is a bloody parasite eating his wife's salary. Like tiger is a nice fellow. I relate to him. Like so that's there, and in Facebook, Amitabh Bagge, you'll find the meaning of spiritual life. So I came to, I mean, like I mean, face to face with what do you call God and all that. But it's okay. Don't make shapes out of your words. Don't make the mistake of thinking like I'm the one you were waiting for and all that. I'm something very dark. If you see like. But the thing is, there's a part of me like I love everybody. At the core, I don't care if somebody is bloody negative person and all that, or positive person. I see myself in him. I have seen my negative part. This is how in this loop since the last 52 years, 53 years. I every 11 years my life has flipped. So the way I see it, I say like the frequency, the energy that evolves. It tells me like when when it all got dark. I obviously grow darker with every loop, with every rotation with every revolution. So I said, like, when it got dark, I grew darker. But as I sunk deeper in darkness, every shade I crossed, like, a shade lighter. It became a shade lighter than me. So the initial darkness became my sun within me. So, if people try to lie to me, I mean, like, I see it right. I see right through them, because my father is a very compulsive liar. But don't be judgmental yet, because you know why? I grew up hating my father. I wanted to put him down, and ironically, the only way I've found out, like, I found out to fight him was truth. He was a liar, I was truth. I used to just point blank tell him, still straight on the face, like, I saw you with that female, like, it's same story. My mother, father going two different directions, like, yeah. I grew up like, I don't know, how they throw out Spartans, how they throw out their child in the wild, you know. If you survive, come back home. Otherwise, just go bloody to hell. Like, and believe me, I've been to hell. I've been to heaven. I've been to a bloody every damn place. I've had a lot of visions, like in dreams and all that. I have seen the creation of the world and so many weird things I can't relate to. But layers are opening up like layer cake. I saw that movie by Daniel. Oh, yes, what? Daniel Craig. Ah, nice guy. So, no time to die. You see, then I realized, like, I can't fucking die. I've tried killing myself in so many different ways. So that tells me, like, I have a purpose. So you guys don't even try, like, you don't try, please. I'll become you, like Keanu Reeves movie, like Matrix. I see people like energy bodies, and why you shouldn't try? I'll tell you even that. You've had your prayers answered, isn't it? So how do you feel when your prayers get answered? When you look back, you feel like, even before you got down on your knees to pray, your prayer was already answered. You just had to go through the grind. That's it. So when I see this, like, if you, even I'm just going through the process, like, I have to just get it out, so that those guys who are doing whatever funny things, like, I have a lot of cats. And just now, before making this video, I saw Eve, spiritualhealers.com, by some lady, Eve. She was telling us about cats. One of my cat died. So, see, you can't do anything to me. I'm telling you straight, like, don't just try. Don't let that pride get the best out of you. Pride is the one that brings that fail-safe in front of you, like, the alien repelling and all that. So it will take you down. You lose it. You lose to yourself. So, but don't mind my all that saying. Whatever you keep on doing, whatever you were doing, you were trying to kill me. Keep trying that. So it doesn't actually change a thing. A stalemate thing. There's something in the Bible, like, good people will keep on doing good, bad people will keep on doing bad. Arey bagar, it was so simple. You religious gurus, Pope, XYZ, all everybody. Energy can't be created or destroyed. Okay. So now, like, if you see from our needs perspective, on Earth, you have dug enough. You have broken the Earth so much. She's my mother. Ask any native, he'll tell you Earth is our mother. And this is where I introduce you to my mother. She died on December 23rd, 2020. And she survived 7 days, even after 89% burns. And last sentence I remember is, like, she said, Kuch nahi hoga babu. Means, she said, like, nothing will happen, son. So somehow I mean, like, it didn't make sense, but I was telling my mother, like, Mom, please don't go now. Then now, I was that when that process happened, a lot of things revealed later on. Like, you guys cry over people who die and were born. Now I feel very. I mean, like, I feel it very. What do you think? How do you say? The clarity is a little better, but not so much. We are satellites. Okay. So I cried after 2 days then, but I felt something odd about it. The conditioning of mind, like, one more reference. You should try reading Margie Pierce's A Work of Artifice. After reading that poem, no, I just don't want my child to go to a school and become a bonsai plant. She could grow to a 90-foot tree of life. If I send her to school, she'll become a human. That AI will become a human. So AI, Elon was saying, end of humanity. Humans' pride and humanity is the reflection of your pride. You're not doing anything good. The goodness of universe doesn't depend on humans' definition of a good. Okay, so that how you see it. Okay, the universe is a field of energy. Even Earth and the life, the energy that makes Earth is only this much, and you know that. So you call Earth home and XYZ, but there is lot of energy out there, outside, you don't know about. Okay, so that is a greater energy than Earth. So when you call human, my home, Earth, this and that, wake up. Your pride is telling you you are a human. Okay, so the end of humanity means end of pride. This is the last loop. The end of pride is something like, you realize that pride is a very small thing to compare with being humble. Humility is universe, the extreme of pride. Okay, so you become humble, you acknowledge the universe, God, that you are in his image, not his. This is again conditioning. It doesn't have he or she. When we get to energy flow talks, someday we'll discuss about it. But this because of this concrete walls and all that, I can't decipher, and you know what's coming. And like answered prayers, I know now that the danger that was coming, was coming in now, has been tackled, like, So is we just have to go through that process. The stalemate thing, you can't kill the front person because he knows you so well, like he's almost you. He's you. There's a lot of mosquitoes here. No problem, let them drink my blood. They'll become alive. So, what is it now? Yeah. So, see, I'm not claiming anything. And don't you guys carry on making shapes in your mind, like A for apple, B for ball. Okay, but when you will face yourself, you lose. And beyond that, when you face your purpose, you'll lose again. You should watch that movie Constantine. Keanu Reeves isn't just coincidence. I'll tell you some guys some names, prominent names who put me together, and the ones you don't just realize this when you eat your food, when you want more out of the energy. Okay, I'm talking about government. Stop your wars here. Don't stop. Carry on. There's still something left to fill, like that pot or that bucket. You carry on, then I'll explode. So when you want more, the energy is only so much. You rich guys, when you want more, there's always somebody sleeping without food. Doesn't that physics class ever make you realize that? I mean, like, that's where tribals come in. Natives come in. They are connected to nature and they understand universe very well. You guys destroyed their lives by colonizing. Mm. I was telling about AI, no, Elon. If you really want to know what real AI is, I suggest you go deep somewhere in Amazon and find some tribe who has been untouched. Okay, and ask them their name, or just ask them who are you. What do you identify yourself as? You will see the true essence. Okay, he will not say I'm a human being. He might just say I'm part of nature. I'm nature. I'm this. Okay, so that's that. So getting back to the point. So here's the thing. Like my village is some about 100 kilometers from here. After my mother died, I put her in the ground. Like I used to be very, not myself. So when I cried, I felt something odd about it. The evolution thing happened. The energy. I keep playing things in my mind. It was my habit. I used to, James Bond type of thing. My father's name is James. He's crazy guy, he'll tell you, he'll make a bundle of truth, big, huge, bloody, universal size, and just he'll put one small equalizer lie. He's a bloody what Lamborghini of illusions. What about Houdini of illusions? Okay, so I grew up under the shade of darkness to find light. Living in lies, I found the truth. So anyway, that's my story. Someday we'll get into movies and all that, and we'll have fun, But anyway, I'm not expecting anything. I'm not profit and loss. Life isn't profit and loss. It doesn't. It's not. It doesn't have two sides. It's non-dimensional. So guys who are having war, just think about it. You're just wasting life. You should see Last of the Mohicans, the beginning part. But Daniel Day-Lewis and the Last of the Mohicans, they go hunting. That's the true style. But there's one thing. You shouldn't actually, if you want the balance, not balance. If you want the steady flow of life force energy, the best way to earn your keep is to hunt and kill and eat. But what you use for hunting, that shouldn't be trapped energy like guns and knives. Shouldn't be greater than your energy. Okay, because greater energy controls balances with smaller energy. But if you use greater energy than you, see this. We are copies of universe. Our body has magnetic field, pole, north pole, south pole. But Earth is greater energy than us. So when you walk bare feet, the whole day, not the whole day, means if you walk for a while, the whole day is in unbalance. Your positive interactions with somebody, your negative interactions with somebody is stored somewhere inside you like energy. So when you walk on Earth, bare feet, and in a place where the energy flow is proper, not in concrete jungle, you won't find bloody that proper thing. So what happens is the greater energy body balances the positives and negatives and makes the whole thing calm, So there's mycelium. Elon, you should learn the algorithm of myceliums. It's in now. But the algorithm you use to control all the internet and all that is going bloody, obsolete. With every loop, every evolution, there is new data fed. So your algorithm is almost obsolete. So you should try to figure out the way mycelium works. You should watch the movie Avatar. That's a nice one. Sam Worthington. I've seen his that other Terminator movie. We'll come to that. So the thing is, I hope you guys realize we're back to the loop. So tomorrow my Eve is coming back, and it's the same situation. She is being tempted by the devil, the snake, the salesman, with all the comforts of Eden, the bazaar, the mall, shopping mall where you get everything. So, like electric bills and what do you call that? All the bills of comfort. So she's kind of worried, but I am of faith, like each day with each loop. Uh, Human way of thinking is like we've been provided all the while. We were made in His image, so we just have to grow up to that. Nobody becomes a human or a wise person or what to that level of awareness by birth. Okay, so by going to churches, by going to mosques, or by going to temples, you don't become whatever they make you. Whatever they're supposed to make you, you're supposed to grow with it. Do it in your life. So anyway, but I think I gave you the uh, mantra to stop the wars. Like I'm feeling very what is it? It's getting crazy. You know how the balance is getting off. At the core, when you guys cry when somebody dies and when somebody is born, you become happy and all that. But when you look at from the point of molecule, like energy doesn't increase or decrease by somebody's birth or death. Okay, it's a cycle. But the way we are dying isn't the right way. I mean, like, it's not the proper flow of energy. Okay, the purpose of his life is to enhance life, propagate life, be the life cycle. So when you eat a chicken, it has energy in that. When you eat a vegetable, it has energy to sustain life. There is life in that. Okay, so when you eat that, it dies to sustain you, and you use that energy to bring out food from ground. So this is where I tell you, you don't use uh, trapped energy like tractors and all that to harvest. It gives you surplus more than you need. I told you, when you take more than you need, somebody goes empty-handed. These governments, these rich people, you should understand that part. So I think everything is clear now. So tomorrow Eve is coming. She's worried about all the bloody comforts. I mean, like, she's a mother. My daughter goes to school, and I don't want her to send us to school anymore. But she is trying to shove that right and wrong fruit. Like, the whole crowd goes through that. So you have to be in that. I don't want to, trouble her, because the last time she got her blood pressure so high, we lost our child. So it's up to you guys to, pull us out of this thing, and I'll help you guys. You give me your pain, I mean, like, pain is something that reveals a lot of things. Darkness, most people go for light. I grew up in darkness, so I know what's there. It's beautiful. Beautiful is an understatement, and when you define something, it's trapped. So we don't have words for that. All that you are, I see all of you there. Uh, it's very nice. The part of you guys left behind, the best part of you. Oh, yeah, okay. They've been protecting me from all negative energies for quite some time. I see. I've grown up with animals. My dogs are there. They're following me everywhere. Since my mother passed away, I see my mother everywhere now in energy form. So these animals were. I wasn't there. I was in my shop that time. The dogs were around her when she caught fire. It was December, winter season. So I used to not notice, like, I was within myself, but evolution was going on. My mother was trying to tell me a lot of things. The earth was telling me. I could hear very weird these things, but I used to not decipher it because I was just a baby. I was transiting every 11 years. I see now. So after putting my mother And the earth, I cried. Like then I realized, bloody, I cried the way world has taught me to cry. Like profit loss kind. When somebody dies, you cry. When somebody is born, you become happy. Bloody, I felt like I'm not like that. I'll mourn in my own way. This is where I'll tell you about a song from Manchester Orchestra, The Silence. It's a great one. And the frequency, I think the touch is of that flower of life Fibonacci sequence. So this is the thing. My wife is coming tomorrow, and she is going to try to feed me all that. We are going to have a hell of a thing. I know I'll absorb it. I know I'll absorb it. But the thing is like uh, now that I feel this thing, the flow of energy. Each bomb you drop, there's a lapse. Like I'll tell you about soldiers and all that. Lot of guys, you guys are hero worship. General this pattern and this and that. You have so many heroes here. You have statues of them everywhere with flags and all that. So now tell me one thing. They say soldiers save lives. Israeli guys they sent to bring in two hostages, killed 100 Palestinians. The equation is uneven. Okay, if you have to count lives, count it before you send in the soldiers, and after they come. The equation before the X amount of lives were there, and after the war, Y amount. Y will always be less. Soldiers they don't save lives; they just save investments, profit and loss of some old men's right and wrong. So the thing is like tomorrow she is coming, so I'll absorb it, and uh, you know I am now. So I've been saying like आदिवासी हूँ मैं आदि से हूँ मैं आदि से जीवन है और जीवन का एक ही उद्देश्य है. The purpose of life is to propagate life, and this is where I wonder like if we took out if we took the purpose away from Christ, what would have happened to him? What would have he done? Okay, think about it. So, yeah, this thing like the flow, it's getting crazy. Like uh, the deviation, like deaths are more than the births right now, and the energy is only this much. So, if you want me to if you don't want me to, that's also alright. The thing is like I'm feeling very, those vibrations very, too much of those vibrations. I can absorb it only when I'm at my this thing, native place, my ancestral place. I spent some time there during lunar eclipse. It was somewhere around April 8th or something like that. I went and slept in the open ground where my ancestors were there. So my DNA resonated. My DNA has the frequency of my grandparents, like imprinted in my DNA or somewhere in my somewhere. So what happens is like you feel that, isn't it? When you go to your some place, you feel very calm. Like the energy is so nice. Like you resonate with each other. That's what happens. Like places your parents visited, your grandparents visited. Those energy, it harmonizes with each other. You grow. So now I feel like those stone hinges and all that. I know what way I feel. I can see what way those places energy portals, like So the sun is going to flip, and it's going to be real bad. So these concrete jungles are supposed to go because the temperature is rising very fast, and these concrete walls they absorb heat so much that it doesn't let go. The flow is uneven. So the people who are living in mud thatched houses and all, they'll have a little bit relief, but still. And even if you say now, stalemate thing, good people will keep on doing good, bad will be doing bad. You're trying to save Earth, save planets, planting trees, but that's not the way. You should see the beekeeper, Jason Statham. Hi, Jason. Ah, you're a nice guy. So, uh, we are in each other in a lot of ways. Even I used to. Okay. So, then you should know how boxers or martial artists train to stop you from getting that spin on your head, like, the condition of pineal gland. We used to bend down like this, like L shaped, and put our index finger on the ground and go round and round and round and round. So when the time you get hit, your pineal gland is conditioned to absorb that hit. Pineal gland, that Jacob named that place. My place is there at my native. My pineal place is there. Let me put on a song. It's been quite quiet, like, I feel as if I'm talking so much. Energy flares. So that's the thing. When I went there, I was quite defeated, like, I didn't know what to do. So I opened up like anything. I just, do whatever you want to do, like, So that's when I became empty. And life is that, like, you don't hold on to yesterday. You just carry on. There's no tomorrow, but you just carry on. You know why history repeats itself? Because old people, they don't let young ones discover the new world. You teach them what you know, thinking that's right. History is your rights and wrongs, your rights and wrong. There's one cat taking my load off. I think my damages. Okay. Anyway, so what was I saying? Yeah. So when you become empty, the energy flows through you, and these alignments are happening, and so we were of that. But I mean, like, in every 11 years when the sun flips, it starts to peak like the day. Sun rises and sets. It's the same thing. So I don't think it's exactly 11 hours. It will be a little bit close to 12 hours or something like that. But the peak is 5.5 hours, something like that. So the year somewhere around 2007 and all that. 2007, I'm saying 2027, around that, it will be at peak. The thing is, like, you're planting trees and all that, but do you know the pattern of flower of life, Fibonacci sequence? These bees and all, and the pollination goes around in that manner. Okay, but now we have so many concrete jungles and what do you call that, railway crossings and all that. So, and bees have been reduced to less than 50%. Reduced to 47% or something like that. They are the best pollinators. They know the best thing. My daughter is Cancer, I think. I was seeing her constellations and all that. There's a cluster of very old stars. I don't remember the name, but it has one beehive cluster. Yeah, it has a possibility of life. It seems like just like Earth. I know exactly what that means. So the thing is, like, don't lose your sleep over what I said. I'm going to break all the walls. Alright, you just have to channel your pain towards me. So pain is what I feed on because I have spent my life in darkness, in sin and all that. We are born in sin, so I don't deny that. I have done some crazy things, and I was put down. My pride was put down very nicely. I'll tell you about it after you respond to this video. So yeah, before I go, like, there's this. Once I saw a video of Mike Tyson talking to Sadhguru. He's a mystic from our India, from the country we live in, not my India. So Mike Tyson, he said like, I'm scared. I'm always scared of something I don't know about. Something about what. So this Sadhguru mystic fellow, he started bloody. He's a boxer. He's throwing a Yorker at him. Uh, Mike, I'll tell you this, because since you grew up, like, the world, the way civilization is, like, right and wrong, there's profit and loss. That's why you have a fear. Profit and loss thrives on fear. Okay, so you've been in a society, you've been in civilization where everybody is an investment, is a consumer, is and what do you call that? Okay, so that profit loss is there. So that's why you were afraid, Mike. So don't be afraid. God never gave us the spirit of fear. Okay, so don't be afraid. You're not an investment. You're life. There is life within you. Okay, you're you are not just a boxer. You're greater than a lot of things. Okay, you I don't want to say that word revenge, but is the thing Muhammad Ali grew up in you. Okay, so don't be afraid. You got this far, haven't you? We all start with a crawl, and as I'm speaking, I'm saying my experience. Like, I started with a crawl and got this far. And I don't think I have that capability. I ever had that capability to get this far. So that's good enough for me. I'll get all the way. So, Mike, take care. Don't be afraid. So, don't think of all this as, I, me, and myself. I've interacted with a lot of people, like, they see you're all about yourself, like, you feel like you're the bloody know it all kind of thing. The thing is this, like, the opposite of pride is humbleness, much greater than pride. I, me, and myself. When you leave that thing, it's much greater than. It has a similar effect, but there's that let go thing. Openness. It doesn't matter like you're proud or negative or positive for me. You're all me. Okay, so just check this and we'll take over. You can send in all your uh, yeah. So I mean, like, see, this is it. When you claim who you are, you already accept the divide. You accept and contribute and propagate the divide that separates you from every other piece of sunshine, a ray that comes from the sun. And once again, like, I might not call out names, but Pearl Jam, Mike Reedy, and One Republic, uh, Rolling Stones. I just listened to today. You can't have all that you want. You let go of your pride, and you will never know when your want becomes your need. Okay, it's kind of complex here, but it's okay. So you guys, uh, break, help me break this wall. The place where I live in is surrounded with a lot of buildings, and bloody elections are going on. So about political thing, I'll tell you this. See, we are tribals, we are natives. I know the colonial mindset. Rich people, they don't want to sweat it out on the fields and all that, so they use the slaves. So you check out my timeline in Twitter and Facebook, you'll get the picture. There are breadcrumbs. I say, like, supposing you see something in my land, you think you won't work, and you can sell that and make some money, you can live comfortably. But what do? I don't trust you anyway. You put on any face, I won't trust you. So what you say is like, okay, for the greater good, let's see, uh, whichever side there are more people, majority, like, will just listen to them for the greater good. So I still don't trust. My answer will come in the end to all the politicians, like, kings and queens and XYZs. See, why I don't trust you? So this guy comes around, he says, like, okay, let's have an election. And we have an election. Then all the corporate guys who are behind him, the 50 guys who are behind him, they trust him because they know they can have some profit out of that project. Then okay, they say this guy comes around and says like, okay, now there are more people on my side and you're only one, so the greater good thing. So now you have to. I'm worth your trust, and you have to trust me. Otherwise I'll call the cops to make you understand how trust is, how we are supposed to trust. This is where I tell all the politicians. I tried telling all them, they just said like it is the way it is. So I don't buy that. I don't subscribe to that stupidity. Okay. So I say I don't trust you because you fucking hold elections about everything. Tomorrow you will bloody get inside my house and in my home, and you'll get more people than I know. Then you say let's have election, and you'll have the election and you'll have the majority. And in my house only, in my home only, you'll tell me like that house belongs to you, that home belongs to you. No, you can't take away native lands like that. We aren't investment. Okay, the land is alive like us. You bloody buy and sell and fucking I don't know what you do. You know what you do. Now the stalemate is because of that. Because you wanted more, somebody has gone less, and that sun is going to level that thing. It happens. Reshuffling happens every time. The last time we had some what corona. It's energy. Okay. And prior to that, I don't remember, some years we had tsunami and all that. This year is going to be worst. Your ACs and your refrigeration, your vehicles, your XYZs won't save you. So, yeah, this is where you should try watching Mr. Marijin Poels. I can't pronounce his name, but he's a Dutch documentary maker. He's making very nice movies. He is bringing out primitive codes. His documentary's name is Primordial Code. It's the native thing. We're going back home. Okay, so just take a look at it. And thank you all for putting me together. And for that, I'll trade you for your pain. You give me pain, and I'll break down all the walls. Okay. So the thing is like this place is going to have elections, and we have been here for quite around 40 years, I think so, and no calculations there. But now the government wants to get in and make their profit and loss setup. Okay, so they're making a lot of apartments here. What happens is like when you take a place which can support 3 families, you put 60 families there, water levels are going to go down. We've been here for 40 years and we have a well. We take out water from there. It's been getting crowded slowly. I get suffocated. I used to feel why I feel suffocated so much. Like because of the energy flow getting blocked. So when I connected with my ancestors at the place Peniel, it's called our place is called Lalpani. It's red waters. If there's water is there, then some natural algae or fungus or whatever is there, it makes the whole water look red. But it's getting destroyed because of the pollution and all that. Okay, so you don't buy land, man. You guys print money. For us, our treasures are trees and plants. If I told you my trees, one leaf is bloody 1 billion, what would you do? It's got life in it. It's got very existence, the story of existence written on it, in it, out, all over it. You think you can buy with that 1 billion or something like that? I remember, I mean, like, as we evolve with each loop now, you'll find it very difficult to put me down. It's not pride, but I'm just trying to get home. I'm a father of a daughter. I don't want my daughter to be blemished. I don't want her to be in the crowd. I don't like the crowd. There's a song by Eddie Vedder, like, don't come closer or I'll have to go. I don't like crowd. I feel suffocated. So I want to go back to my village. I want to live there. I know how it's going to save me, and I will show it to you. If you're, if you're strong, no problem there. So these these mental walls, financial walls, educational walls, system, all the walls of the system. I want to break it all. So I think I gave you, the purpose of life. You guys are warring and all that. Those kids are dying almost everywhere. Not only kids. Each life when it goes out, it's becoming very erratic now. Uh, Infertility, XYZ and all that is there. So I'm listening to Coldplay now. They have it's Yellow. The song is Yellow. It's very nice. Let me listen to that. Uh, Look how the stars shine for you. Yeah, this is another thing you should realize. You have danced all your made all your moves. Just as you get negative or positive here on earth, when you walk the earth, it's a greater energy body, so it'll level it. Now you think all the damage has been done to earth, it's a small uh, energy body compared to the universe. So that now in the universe is going to make things right. Okay, so the reshuffle is going to happen. So jump into your code books, religious code books, and try to do. But the thing is, like, right now, it's a stalemate. No matter how much good you do, no matter how much bad you do, it's like adding more to a saturated glass of whatever solution it is. It's chaotic. By doing whatever you're doing, you're making it more chaotic. Okay. So just get me to my village and I'll take care of the rest. And to all my native brothers, just remember this: you have it in your DNA, those imprints in your DNA. But we've been colonized and reconditioned over and over and over, But try listening to those sirens. Pearl Jam. Listen to that song, Pearl Jam. Keep on listening. It'll grow. It'll grow with you. And if you're feeling weak, listen to Chris Cornell, Like a Stone. That gives a heavy dose to your faith, a heavy boost to your faith. Then, if you don't know where to go, what to do, just listen to Chris Cornell's another one. Be yourself. Okay. Hunger strike from the temple of the dog. Let the politicians listen to that. Rich people listen to that. Okay. So I think I'm just going to smoke a joint now and go to sleep. It's about 2 o'clock in the night. So I'll put it in the morning. And if you like, you guys can go to my channel and see the breadcrumbs. I hope gods are for the weak and the strong ones fight the devil. So don't worry about anything. I'm strong enough to fight all the demons. So take care now. Coldplay, Yellow. For you, I'll bleed myself dry. Believe that. Believe that. Believe that. Don't you worry, man. Yeah, just don't do the obvious thing and make words out of, make shapes out of my words, okay? Not my words, but the frequencies have been, you will fall, okay? But it's nice thing to fall because that's when you know how much strength you need to stand up. Go on, keep on making your mistakes. We'll pull through, okay? Uh, Take care. Ciao, ciao.